So I've got together, I've taken out a bag of some work to be done, and this lettering and these bombs, they're going to make sense in a moment. These two bigger ones, they're just something I did to make up room. For the kind of artwork I do, pictures of bombs this size are always useful, so I'll just cut that off and put it to one side, put it in a folder or in the pages of a book to be used later. Now here I'd written a note, because I do write these notes for me, hand draw the bombs, but I decided not to do that. I found this picture anyway, and that came from a picture of like a plane that was going to drop bombs. It was dropping bombs even, so I thought I'd copy those, make them smaller, and put them on a sheet, and they're more uniform that way. Now the idea is I'm going to have here is I've got this front cover of from a local supermarket, and got to get into the Christmas spirit. I'm going to change. I'll go over the word that is Christmas with the words warfare, and anything that's left over I'll just colour in black. And I also have here some notes here. Place Christmas with Christmas with warfare cousin paint. So I could have digitally tried to copy that, but I wanted to deliberately go for the punk rock look of the cut and paste, and the bombs are going to follow the trail of this gravy, and this is going to go at the top here, but I'm going to tear at the bottom there because I've been quite liking doing that recently, the hand torn look. So let's get all my kit together and we shall get making this, shall we? So I've got my equipment, and I make the choice now of if I'm going to use my actual scalpel or my brand new finger knife for this. I think I'll try with the scalpel first, just to see how I feel, and if my hands feel a bit achy, then I will then go for the finger knife. So what I will do is I will first get rid of the bottom of this, then this can go to one side. May use that for something, quite well use that for something. If I have to do something where I've got some people doing something else and looking through a window, and you've got that devastation there. So I'll put that to one side. Oh, this came out that World War II book even, sorry, that I got recently. This picture did. So I'm working here with a bit less room because I have my office is also it's also the spare room or the junk room or whatever. So this is generally where we put the Christmas presents that are getting ready to be wrapped. So this is why, I don't know if you can notice, my arms are in a bit tighter. I can't remember if you can actually see things poking out. So I've got that bit. Cut there like that. And now I'm going to just try and carefully tear. It can be a bit of a trick to do it in a straight line. So I see I'm having trouble with here. And there we go. It actually works. It hasn't gone that straight, but I think this might kind of actually work in my favour. Let's see. Yeah, because if I put that there like that, then the actual point where that point's sort of there, it works with the tear. So now I'll have a few bombs. Bomb going down there, bomb going down there, a couple of bombs going there. But I'll put the lettering on first before that, so that I can so maybe a bomb may overlap the lettering. So I'll use 3 bombs initially. So that's that there. Put this to one side, so you can see that. always a bit worried about whether you can actually see what I see, what I'm doing here, because I obviously have my camera phone above my head here, so sometimes if it looks like I'm doing something weird, like suddenly standing up, that is the reason why. I'm just checking the camera angles, or the view should be okay, because the early ones I was doing, since I couldn't see what the camera could see, I was cutting right down here out of the camera, kind of out the camera's view, which was not good. So there were some comments saying, well, we can't really see what you're doing, which is a fair point, because that's part of the reason why you might watch these kind of things. Because it's certainly not to hear me talk. But I probably could get away with the whole thing. What some people do is they have music on while they're cutting out. However, I personally don't, because partly because of laziness when in editing time, and also I can explain how I personally like it. For me, is for things to be explained as they're done. And also means people can't skip ahead to the end. They have to watch the whole thing. Now this is where one of those situations where the white edges around the bomb, since it's against a black background, or dark, very dark background, almost black, will actually work in my favour, because that shows the edges. So it's just not a bunch of, if people don't have to strain their eyes so much to see what it is that I have cut out here. As with these kind of things, you do the initial cut out, and then you have to round it off a bit. So yeah, so while I do like to use this, I've done one collage with this so far, and it is very handy. Oops, so blade came out then, so I'll tighten that in. It's very handy for doing some very intricate pieces, some bits. I do personally just prefer the feel of the scalpel, but this is, like I said, this is good for some, intricate bits, or if my hand is hurting. That's not going to work that way, so I have to figure out how this is going to go in. Here we go, it's gone in. No, not quite properly. There we go. Need to be tightened up more. And also to be facing the right way. There we go. So like I said, I almost feel like I can get in more and a lot deeper. It's almost like I feel like I'm getting in a bit closer with this. And I've only used it for one collage so far. Here we go, that sits in. Shouldn't come out now. On some bits I can see what I'm doing better. So I may take a hybrid approach actually with using this and the scalpel. So that's all the bombs cut out. And now we are just going to go to the lettering and pick the right lettering. So the reason why I've written the word out lots of different times is I wanted to have that cut out newsprint look to it. But you know, I could have like scoured through a newspaper, but I figured this would be quicker. So I've got lots to choose from this way because I've used a bunch of different fonts. I think I'll have the W be a big one though. So it's going to be a little hard for me to cut out and you see the lettering come together on the same screen, but I shall give it a go. Maybe I should have actually typed these out into bigger letters. I am no doubt going to have to do some colouring in here, but that's fine. That's the A. Absolutely, I'll have to colour him in between. But these things happen. That is the one of the pitfalls to collage. Analogue collage is what makes it what it is. Sometimes the actual rough, for some people, the actual rough element of it works. So it's up to you, really. Right, so here's everything cut out now, and so after we shall, after this, stick it all together and do whatever colouring in we need to. So now I'm back and I've got my Pritt stick, my trusty Pritt stick, and my trusty red gluing pad. So I shall now do some of the putting together. So it's a shame I had to lose that picture. That was pretty good, but I'm sure I can find another one like that. That's that glued, and I shall put this on here as so. And now the next bits to glue. I have to put together the word warfare, but I'm going to work the middle outwards, both sides. So I want it to be broken. I don't want there to go over the stream with the lettering. It sounds a bit weird, but but it makes some kind of sense to me, some kind of aesthetic sense anyway. So the lettering's almost put on. Yeah, like I said, I could have made them bigger, but I didn't want them to be really so much bigger that they will obliterate, go over the lettering of the other words. And one benefit to it being the custom paste style is it's going to be, I've deliberately it's like the whole thing of warfare has completely hijacked the peace and love ideas of it's supposed to be behind Christmas. So that is this is one of those situations where the actual crudity of it is what works. So now you could make an argument, do you have one fake bomb facing that way? But if you've ever seen pictures of bombs falling, lots of these bombs falling in like they do in the war, it's they are generally facing the same way and the same angle. But I have this bottom one here pointing down a bit more, and I want to try and not go over the lettering so much. So it's one of the good things of Pritt Stick. When it sticks, but you've still got a reasonable amount of repositioning time. So that's there, all glued down there. But this pen, black pen, is running out. So I'm going to go and find another black pen and colour this in, and I shall be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back with a permanent marker. What I'm going to have to do at some point is invest myself in some Sharpies or something. So let's see, because this is a shiny piece of paper, so it's going to take a bit of time to do the colouring over, because I've got to wait for what I've already drawn to dry. But with here, you're getting the point of what I'm doing, even if it doesn't completely cover over yet, and I may have to actually paint it. So, which I won't get my paints out and do that here. And this is actually running out. I have actually this pen here. It's not the most well prepared and professional video, but there is something to do with this shiny paper that's causing the issue. So this is here, that's how that's worked out. Now, I don't know if I'll wait for that to dry or paint in so it's completely gone, or if I'm toying with the idea now of keeping it so where it's obvious that I have gone over some existing lettering to make a certain point about how, like I said, how the peace and love season has been hijacked by violence. I think that's one of those things, how you can make something that hasn't worked the way you initially thought it might actually be a win for you. Right, so we keep that down there like that. I'm going to try and cut it at the proper right angle, which I don't know if you can see at this point. And I shall call this, that's another one I can use for something. I'll have to see if that particular supermarket has more of these, because that is quite good as well. But I shall call this one 'tis the season. So I shall sign it here. And here is my new anti-war piece. I've been sitting on this one for a bit, waiting to do the video. I wanted to make a good job of this, because most of the pieces I do now are on video. There are some pieces that I'll just quickly make, or if it's going to be a bit of a swine, a bit too long to work on an actual video, I won't. I'll just do it off video. But I don't want it to be I'm only making artwork for content. But I thought this would be a good video one to do, because it shows the actual punk rock aesthetic, which I talk about a lot. But this was my intro into this, and it is the look that I like to go for a lot of the time. So let me know what you think of this. Like, share, and subscribe. Whether you like how it has to, like I said, it's got that savage feel where the violence has been torn onto it. It's almost like it's torn away. It's torn away the facade, and behind and there is the world of violence and warfare, and it's impeding itself onto what was supposed to be onto the season of goodwill. So let me know what you think of that, and like, share, and subscribe. My description has my merch links on my socials, and I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.